So first things first, this is the title that we came up with a while back. I think we revised the presentation, but I don't have those notes with me. Okay, so I don't remember what we changed it to. So I'm not going to read the slides for this demonstration. I'll just read the title so that you get an idea of the translation up top. Okay. The need for laws that require good work practices. Okay. Now this is a slide where the audience can respond. Now I have about 100 clickers that we can use in the audience, or they can sign up on their phones. I've got one clicker and my phone, so we're only going to get 2 responses here. But we read the question: asbestos symptoms or health effects take decades to develop or appear after exposure. This is a major reason that workers fail to protect themselves properly. We should probably add from asbestos there. Okay. And then down here in the bottom, you can see responses coming in. There we go. After people have responded, you see how many people selected each response, and then you get a check mark that tells you what the correct response was. Okay. Then we get, after the audience has responded to that, we get back into regular, the hazards that exist must be understood. Ensure regulations exist that require good work practices and engineering controls that protect workers. Okay. And most important is the enforcement of those regulations. Okay. Construction liabilities applied to all parties involved with the project in the United States. This might be a topic that we might want to shorten. It's kind of long, and I'm not sure how well it applies to the Japanese industry, the asbestos industry. An example of controlling entity regulatory liability. This is how it works in the United States. Various people on the project can be cited for the mistake of a contractor, an abatement contractor. It could be the abatement contractor, it could be the main contractor, it could be the building owner in the United States. Okay. Negative air issues, air changes per hour. Okay, now here's another audience response. There's another true or false question. Negative air pressure efficiently cleans the asbestos fibers from the air, thus reducing exposure to workers. Okay, and get our people to respond. Okay, 2 people are responding. Okay, they both got it right this time. You see the question came up and the answer there was false. Okay, now the whole crowd goes wild because they all got it right, 100%. Which of the below are required for negative air containments to work properly? Pick, all, apply. Now this type of a question, the audience gets to pick several responses. So they take a little bit longer for them to do it. We may want to avoid these type of questions, but they can do it this way. Now, both people have picked all the responses that they want, and you give them a certain amount of time to do it. And you see all those responses were picked. Okay, some of them were picked by both, some of them were only picked by one. And then the green check marks come up, and you see clean filters and a negative air unit's not selected. That actually is counterproductive at times. Okay. And then at the end of the whole presentation, not at this point, participant leaders, it tells you the name of the person and how many points they scored. And then you can give a prize to whoever got the highest points. I do that in trainings all the time in the United States. Okay. And then we'd move on to the next slide and have a movie come up. And I'll put one of those movies in here in just a sec. Okay, then we can click on this link and it would bring up a movie. Today we're going to talk about the difference between negative pressure and air changes per hour. Cal OSHA requires negative pressure containments only when Class 1 asbestos abatement work is being conducted. Class 1 work includes friable surfacing materials, fireproofing, cottage cheese or popcorn sealing. Okay, that's a movie that started off with a link. We could have the initial slides that I was reading to them in the movie form as well, go to the audience questions and then back to a movie again. And then this movie goes on for about 6 or 7 minutes, but we don't need to put all of that in this demonstration.